First Watch Now.
What you need to know from the Cochise County Sheriff's Office.
Hosted by Cochise County Public Information Officers Carol Kappas and Grady Butler. First Watch on 92.3 KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, giving you an inside look into your sheriff's office. I'm Grady Butler, and with me is Carol Kappas, Public Information Officer with the Sheriff's Office, and Sheriff Mark Daniels. Good morning.
Good morning, Cochise County.
Hello, everyone.
So September 3rd, we're kicking off Cochise County football, and Sheriff Mark Daniels will be calling the games.
Yeah, we're excited about that. And calling the games with me this year is going to be Jared Young. Jared is actually a long-standing football coach over at Buena High School. Right now, he's doing the freshman, and Coach Thomas from Buena and I spoke the other day, and so he will be calling the games, and also Corey, my son, who's going to be filling in for us. So we got a good team out there. We're excited about it. We really are. And I talked to Coach Thomas. We're going to change up the schedule a little bit. We normally don't do the away games for Buena, but we're going to do the South Point one. That's a big game. South Point's a very competitive team, so we're going to travel to South Point and do that away game for Buena. But we start the season off September 3rd with Tombstone at Tombstone, and Chandler Prep is coming down to play them. So we're going to kick it off in a small little community, Tombstone, but we're excited about it.
And this year it's going to be broadcast on 100.9 FM, which is K101, and that's where you'll be able to hear the games every Friday night.
Yeah, all hits. 101, all hits.
That's right.
So we're excited about it. So please tune into us. We have pregame at 6:30. Game kicks off at 7, and listen to Jared, Corey, and I as we kick the game off.
So some of the things that are going on in our area, look at this rain. Isn't that nice?
It really is. And actually, Carr Canyon Falls actually started spilling over this morning. And we just talked about it, my wife and I did last night, excuse me, where we haven't seen the falls run. And they finally kicked in last night. That tells you you've hit your threshold. When the Carr Canyon Falls, when it's rushing, and it sounds so cool, it looks so cool. And so if you got nothing going on today, you want to go see the falls, go look at it. It's pretty cool.
Just watch out for flooding.
Yeah, don't get near it. Let me just say that. Let me put that safety disclaimer out there, and don't go on top and play on it, because people fall and die all the time up there. It's very sad. And don't try to walk up from the bottom. If you do, be very careful.
Because it's slippery on those rocks, and even driving through there, you have to be so careful because of the water. We know we've had several road closures. People haven't this time reportedly been trying to go around the barricades because they've seemed to go through pretty quickly, but please don't do that. That causes all kinds of issues.
Well, Cochise County is saturated right now. I mean, no matter where you go. I mean, I was down the border yesterday, and it is just saturated and muddy, and it rained on us while we were down there yesterday, and it's already a mess. And then the more water we get, the more slippery it gets too. So be careful if you're out there.
And one of the things that happened in Hereford is when one of these washes, started going, a man was walking his dog, and on the 11th, and he saw something that was suspicious, so he picked it up, he moved it to the intersection, they called us. It turned out to be a pipe bomb. So want to make sure that people don't pick up things that look suspicious. It could be dangerous.
We're curious people, and we have that tendency in us since we're children to pick things up when we see something. And so if you see something suspicious, give us a call, because we have a EOD tech, disposal tech that'll come out and address that. And if we need more resources, we can call those in. But yeah, that can be a deadly pickup.
The Real Wishes is having an event coming up soon, and you're part of that.
Yes, that's tomorrow night at the Windermere, 6 p.m. The Real Wishes is Dancing with the Stars, and it takes local community members. In fact, my son, Ryan, from the fire department, will be dancing. That ought to be good. And because he has no rhythm, that's why I say that. But so it's really a nice event. It's a fundraiser for them to help those in the community in need, and they help all kinds. You look back all the way to the Monument Fire. Real Wishes really was instrumental in that too. So, but that's tomorrow night. Jeff Davenport and I will be doing MC in that. It's always a good crowd. I know COVID's a factor right now as the variant kicks up, but we'll see what kind of crowd we have. This is the first event we've had in 2 years, because last year everything was canceled. But we're looking forward to it. I know we got some professional dancers coming down from outside of Cochise County, and kudos to Real Wishes for putting this on, and we'll see how it goes. But it should be fun.
And some of the other things that you're up to tomorrow, you're going to be speaking to a club out of Dallas, Texas.
I am. It kicks off at 8 in the morning, which I believe is 2 hours different, so I'll be up by 5 getting ready for this. And it's a presentation on the border to a club out of Dallas, Texas. The local sheriff up there asked me if I would give a presentation. So I said, yeah, and there'll be 2 other sheriffs on the southwest border giving updates too. And I said, let me go first because I have another event at 8:30.
And what is that?
I will be at the VFW. It's I speak to the service clubs usually on an annual basis, and I'll be giving them an update on the sheriff's office and the border. It's a big hot topic right now, as we all know. So I'll be speaking to them at 8:30 in the morning over at the VFW.
Also coming up next week, the awards and employees meetings for the county are happening.
We do, and this is a internal sheriff's event we do every year. We have about 240 employees at the sheriff's office, and then we have another 100 volunteers. And that's when you got a county as large as ours, and we work under like 7, 8 different roofs, buildings. It's hard to get around and see them all the time. When you look the shift work that we do, days off. So once a year, I like to get them all together and just have some time between the sheriff and them, and actually talk about what's going on in the sheriff's department, what's on my mind, what's on their minds, and it's our annual meeting. And then on Tuesday, we're actually having our annual awards luncheon, and we have some promotions we're going to honor, we're going to have some retirements we're going to honor, and then we're going to honor some folks that have done a good, going above and beyond, good job over the last year and a half. We're kind of catching up from 2020, I'll be honest with you.
And that's one of the things. I mean, what were you doing earlier this week to catch up?
I had to get my recert for my EMT, my emergency medical technician, and that's a class I go to. Yeah, you know, law enforcement classes, being around it and living it and breathing it for as long as I have. But I don't ride in an ambulance. I mean, my purpose of being EMT certified is, number one, is coaching, being around kids and having the ability to help them if they have an issue or a crisis. Second is the job as law enforcement. You come up on an accident scene, we go to a heart attack situation, whatever it may be, that you can address that. Well, if you're in an ambulance every day, you get real proficient on it. I don't do it every day, so I actually listen in class and pay attention, because the research class is 24 hours, and actually there's a 150 question test at the end. And so, yeah, it's a good course. It really is, and always learn something. I do it in Tucson with some folks up there. And
we have something sad to report today about Debbie Greer.
Very sad. Those who haven't heard, I spoke to the family. I got notified earlier in the week that Debbie Greer had passed away. Debbie is the wife of Gary Greer from Stan Greer Millworks, and we all know how much the Greer family does for this community. And please, the prayers and thoughts, share with me on that for the Greer family. And those that might not know, Debbie has fought cancer for, I think, about 7-8 years. She's remarkable. I met her when I was doing the community haunted house for the 20 years I did that, and Debbie was always a huge, in fact, she was our big supporter for the community haunted house. In fact, she made the trick-or-treat bags we gave out to the kids when they came through, and she's just a sweetheart. And I tell you, she's done so much. Go back to the Monument Fire and look at the Greers, look at Debbie, what they did for this community during the Monument Fire. And they took clothes in, they took food in, they were instrumental working with public safety, and they have been a public safety partner, fire, police, and EMS, for as many years I can think of. And so, I mean, it was hard news to get on Tuesday when I heard that she had passed. And but she's at peace now. For the last 7 years, she's been fighting this cancer, and what a competitor. I just can't say enough about that. But please keep the Greer family in your prayers and thoughts, and Debbie, we're going to miss you.
Coming up in 2 weeks, there's going to be a hiring fair at the mall at Sierra Vista, and it's for first responders.
And I'm hearing a lot of good on that. So if you're looking to get in public safety, fire, police, EMS, dispatch, we talked about it at our CCOM meeting yesterday. I mean, that is an opportunity to come see us. Come visit with us. You're going to have sheriff's office there, law enforcement there, police departments. You're going to have ADOT there from the state. I mean, you name it. People are going to be out there.
Border Patrol?
Border Patrol will be there. I mean, our dispatch folks will be there. We're looking at our retention folks will be there. You name it. We're looking to hire you. We're looking for good quality, not perfect people. I mean, everybody says, well, you want that perfect person? No, I've never found that person yet. But we look for people that care about the community, and let's go from there.
And that's going to be on the 27th of this month. That's a Friday.
That's right. Make sure you go to the mall, because we're going to have all those tables set up. Our volunteers are even going to be there, the Sheriff's Assist team. So if you're looking for something to do, stop by and talk to those guys too, because it's one way to see everybody basically at one place at one time. And if you're looking for a career, or a place to start, just make sure you stop by because there's a lot of good people that are going to be there.
Yeah, and if you just graduated from high school and you're still looking, what am I going to do? We hire in our jail at 18. In fact, Grady, you got something on that we're just putting out on the jail.
We just made a really cool flyer that's going to be presented at that job fair, and it's got QR codes where you can just use your phone and click right to the apply button.
Yeah, it's really, that's innovative. That really is. You're going beyond us here, Grady. But no, it is. 18, you work in dispatch at 18. I mean, it's just, there's an opportunity for everybody. So come on out and see us, talk to us, or just come out and ask a question. If you're not looking for a job, you just want to meet us, come out and meet us that day too.
And this weekend, they've got a lot of things going on in Cochise County. So they have the Lantern Festival, I just heard, in Benson, and you were mentioning about Tombstone.
They got, I think it's Doc Holidays this weekend over in Tombstone. We got a notice on that, and they got Aaron Tipton coming in Saturday night. And country singer, if you're into country, Aaron Tipton's going to be playing over there, probably at their arena, I'd imagine, which is one block off the main street. And they got some Michael, I think of his last name. He was in Tombstone. He'll be there. So I got hat off to Tombstone and the coordinators of this. They got a pretty good event going on this weekend. So if you have nothing else to do, run over to Tombstone and just do it safely, please. Don't drink and drive.
Do you have a border update for us this week?
I do. You know, one of the concerns we had when they shut they declared the southwest border a non-emergency, which means they stopped any construction, all construction on the border. Well, they didn't get to finish the road, the infrastructure on the road, or the bridges. So we were down there yesterday. My border team and I were down there, and the road's washed out. You can't go up and down the border. It's gone, which means Border Patrol can no longer go up and down the border to get where they need to go. They have to go back out to the highway to get all the way back to Naco or back to the Montezuma side. And they had a big tractor down there yesterday trying to get it, but it had the cement culverts ready to go over the bridge. They were already set. They're ready. They're just buried. They're gone in the mud. I mean, because it just came through. It's just, and moments before we got there, because they got the gates open, 5 illegals ran through there and just ran. And of course, our team and Border Patrol got them. But it's a mess down there. And we talked about that earlier about how saturated it is. But yeah, it's a mess because there's no maintenance on it right now beyond. I mean, when you lose a culvert, what do you do? What do you do? So my hat's off to that. And then I was out Sunday and for some other stuff, and I went down there on 92, and it was amazing. From like noon till 5 o'clock, all we saw was traffic stops with smugglers. I mean, between DPS, our deputies, Border Patrol, I mean, you just look down the highway and see lights, and every stop you look around the car, there's people sitting out there that were being smuggled. And then we had a sad situation where over there by Starks Pass, which is down there by Milepost 343 on 92, they had a group that was being smuggled up from the border. They used a rope ladder, came up. There was 5 in the group being smuggled by a coyote. The one got overexposed because of weather. He couldn't continue. They left him behind. When we caught the group on 92, getting ready to load up, he admitted that hey, there's a guy down there we left behind. We went down there. Kudos to Border Patrol. They actually tried to get him out. He collapsed and he ended up dying on a property down there. So I'll be honest with you, we have the smuggler. He got captured. So we're looking. We presented the case, and we're working with the county attorney's office for negligent homicide on that case. So we'll see where that goes. Those are tough cases. I talked to Brian McIntyre, county attorney, on that one. But again, it goes back to the amount of smuggling. I'm heading to a call in Naco, helping the deputies out on Sunday. I look over, and there's 2 under the brush, just sitting there waiting to be picked up along the highway. And that stuff most people don't see, especially if you're not traveling the highways, if you're not down there involved in this. But it's a bad deal right now. That's humanitarian. It really is. I'll say it on this show. It's modern-day slavery. When you got people that are being servant to smuggling, that's modern-day slavery, and they're left behind, like this person passed away. It's not a good thing. Not a good thing.
And those things are continuing to happen, and that's why you're going to these meetings and making sure that it's exposed out there of what's going on in Cochise County. So that's going to continue. We have groups coming in. that are going to be looking at that and taking that information back to where they're going to. So hopefully they have some type of resolution soon.
Well, and that's the thing. I say it and I'll say it. Take the darn politics out of this. This is policing. This are policies that's not working right now. We just got to accept that. When you look at the numbers, the politically neutral numbers that state that. I mean, 100,000 getaways through this section of the state. Just our little corner of the state. These are people that have been seen by Border Patrol that have got away. Their resources are limited. Their resources are stretched. But these people are being smuggled, camouflaged covertly into the United States. 100,000 have got away just in our section alone. I mean, and they're now somewhere in the country. That is a threat on public safety, national security, and humanitarian. We don't. A lot of these people are now servant to the cartels. I just think we can do a better job. In fact, let me rephrase it. I know we can do a better job.
And do you have a stop of the week this week?
I do. And with the attention now that's put back on COVID, okay, the variant that's now causing concern in this country. And I've always said this. I haven't changed my stance on the fact that we all need to evaluate that for our personal choices, whether you get a vaccine. Carol, you and I were one of the first ones in the county to get our vaccinations, and we chose to do that. I mean, many in my office chose not to do it. And so, well, this is up now again, and so that's a factor. When the national media starts saying things, it becomes impactful to everything we do in law enforcement. And so I made a stop the other day for a registration problem, and I walked up, and the individual says, "You have a mask." And I said, "No, I don't." My biggest thing in law enforcement's biggest thing is we make a traffic stop, we're looking at our surroundings, we're focused on the driver and occupants of that vehicle, and it's all about our safety. We're going to address why we're stopping you, but we're trying to take care of ourselves first. Well, when I walked up, I introduced myself. He asked if I had a mask. I said, "No, I don't have a mask on me." "No, I don't." "You're telling me you don't have a mask?" I said, "No." Let me repeat that. "I don't have a mask." And he goes, "Well, you need to step back." Well, we already have a pretty good distance anyway. We stay close to a vehicle for officer safety reasons, but we don't stick our heads in windows and things like that. That's just not what we do. It's not a training that we apply. And so I explained to him. He asked me to step back, which will put me in the roadway. I said, "No, I'm not going to get hurt out here." He said, "Well, I'm going to move my car." "No, you're not either." So again, these are the challenges that we're dealing with in law enforcement when it comes to just the COVID alone. And I explained to him, "I'm vaccinated. I'm not going to get in the car with you." And he explained his situation, why he had a concern for the mask thing, and I respect that. I want to respect that. But my job, my deputies' jobs, and the officers on the street is their safety first, and making sure we address the problem when we stop it.
And so one of the things that you see frequently is people having an issue with other people's choices. So if I've seen people scream at other people, take that mask off. Really? I mean, why do that? That's not called for. That's not acceptable. Other people, saying that you better have your mask on. So, I mean, it's a huge issue that's out there. Unfortunately, it's become politicized, like you said. And so we just have to make sure that we do what is right for ourselves and for everyone around us. So just make sure you're courteous. My God, there's no reason for you not to be.
Well, the word respect needs to be placed back in everything we do. Whether it's driving, like you're asked about the safety message, whether it be driving, whether it be our social interaction or shopping, whatever it may be, put that respect. Open the door, hold the door for somebody, say hi to people. I mean, and be kind. And I was thinking about this. We come out here every Friday and we talk on this show, but our message truly is be kind out there. And if there's something's not working that you think you've been violated under a criminal statute or a civil statute, let us know, and we'll direct you. But let us address that, so you're not yelling at your neighbor and things like that. That's just not a way to. It's not good. It's not good. So be kind to those around you.
And one of the things that I guess our Sheriff's Assist team did to be kind, and I think that was so nice. Apache School, one-room schoolhouse in Apache, which is out in the Netherlands here in Cochise County. You have typically anywhere between 11 and 15 students, but this year their enrollment is 6. So it's a one-room schoolhouse. And how interesting is that you can have that experience growing up? Because not too many people get to say, 6 right now, get to say that that's what they were doing during school. So our Sheriff's Assist team did a phenomenal job making sure that they take books over there. They took some toys over there, some candy for the kids' first day of school. They gave them an escort into the school for the bus. So they had a really good time over there, and we appreciate everything they do.
It's like Little House in Apache. Little House on the Prairie, Little House on Apache. But it's a very unique kind of traditional thing we saw back in the 1800s, early 1900s that's still in effect here in Cochise County. And the staff over there, we got like 2 or 3 staff for the whole school. I mean, the teacher is also the bus driver. It was how that's changed, but they do a good job with these kids, and it's from kindergarten all the way to high school. So they do it all. I mean, they literally do it all. And we've had tours at the sheriff's office where they've come over and met with us. But they do a really good job with those kids. But I want to give a shout out to SAT, our Sheriff's Assist team. They've been going around, and some people might not know, but we've given radios to every school in Cochise County to include our city schools. So everybody has a radio. So if there's a crisis at that school, that's where this regional communication center has been so good, that now everybody can hear it. We all have the same voice coming through, the same announcement coming through, so we're not transferring, hey, what happened over at the school? Law enforcement and public safety can hear that, so as we respond. So that goes to the school. So they have a situation over there that the principal needs to get on the radio and say, hey, this is what's going on. He can direct dialogue into the situation. So that's why every school has those radios. So our SAT team has been going around the county making sure that the radios are charged up, making sure that's a reminder what this program's all about. They help Patchy over there. And the other thing they've been doing a lot in our rural schools, especially in the east side of the county where, hate to say it, but smuggling is very high up there, especially right off the highways, they've been giving extra patrol to our schools. So the teachers, the students got that extra sense of security. And so thank you, SAT, for what you're doing.
And before you go, let's do your safety message of the week.
You know, the safety message goes back to SAT, too. You see our Sheriff's Assist team, our sheriff's cars out there. These are our volunteers that are doing the funeral processions for our veterans and others to their final resting place. We've talked about this on the show. After talking to some of our volunteers, one of the things that's alarming is the people that disrespect funeral processions. It is a law that you have to yield to a funeral procession. And if you don't and you blow by them, you can be cited for that. Now, our focus is the family and getting that person to their final rest. But I was talking to our SAT guys, and we're going to do some things where those that fail to yield to funeral processions, we will start stopping them and charging them, citing them for that. Because let's be respectful, being kind again, like we just talked about. Everything we talk about, what we can do better, put the word kind in it and see how that works. And so I just remind everybody that fail to yield to a funeral procession, and the majority of people are very good about it. They pull off, they respect, but there are those that have no respect for it. Well, if you're not going to show the respect, understand you can be cited for it.
Well, Sheriff Mark Daniels, we thank you for coming and talking to us today.
Grady, Carol, everybody have a great weekend and be kind.
And who do we have coming in next, Carol?
We have Sergeant Gibbons from Fort Huachuca.
It's First Watch on KWCD Country, and it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
It's First Watch now.
Hosted by Public Information Officer Carol Kappas and Grady Butler.
On 92.3 KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, giving you an inside look into your sheriff's office. I'm Grady Butler, and I'm with Carol Kappas, Public Information Officer with the Sheriff's Office, and our next guest.
Welcome back, Cochise County, and if you're driving to work, just make sure you stay safe out there. So we have Staff Sergeant Gibbons from Fort Huachuca with us today.
Hey, good morning.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Staff Sergeant John Gibbons with the Motorcycle Mentorship Program for the installation. I ride a 14 Vulcan 900 Custom, candy lime green with a Pikachu on the front.
All right, that sounds good. So what is the mentor program?
Essentially, the Motorcycle Mentorship Program is we mentor our junior soldiers so that they become better and safer riders forever, hopefully. And then when after so many years, they help develop the next junior or the next newest rider.
And you guys have an event coming up, is it next week?
Correct. The event itself is actually across from the MREC Center on post. It's the Installation Motorcycle Mentorship Confidence Course and Show and Shine.
What's a show and shine?
So essentially, it's like any other car meet, just motorcycles.
Bring your motorcycle and it'll shine. It makes sense to me. Yeah.
Yeah, essentially.
So, what kind of motorcycles usually show up to the show and shine?
From my experience, it's everything. Anything from hot rod choppers to the biggest sport bikes, the fastest sport bikes, cruisers, everyday street bikes. The last time I did a show and shine was 2014 over at Fort Bliss, and there was a a customized chopper. Had, I think it was like 16, 18-inch ape hangers and a trash can for a saddlebag kind of thing. It was full custom.
And that's going to be next Friday, you said?
Correct. Registration starts at 8, and the event goes till about 13:30.
Is there a way to get more information on the event?
Yep. So you can either contact Miss Beth or you can contact myself at 541-720-3378 is my cell phone number.
So tell us about some motorcycle safety. What's important to a motorcycle rider?
Just be aware. That's the biggest thing. Pay attention to your surroundings. That's the biggest thing I can think of right now is just be aware of the cage riders out and about. And
cell phones is probably an issue.
Yes, absolutely. You'd be surprised how many hours of GoPro footage I have of people just driving down the road and they're just sitting there on their cell phones.
All right, so we're going to talk about the event one more time, and you're going to give out the phone number one more time if people want more information. So tell us about next Friday's event.
So next Friday's event is August 20th is the date, and it's the Installation Motorcycle Mentorship Confidence Course and Show and Shine.
And so who can participate in that?
The participants are anybody who has access to the installation. So if you have a motorcycle and you can get on the installation, you're more than welcome to come out.
And you said it's by the Murr. Where did you say it was?
So if you know where the Murr Rec Center is,
right.
It's literally right across the street in the little fenced-off areas. We'll have big placards on the outside of the gate.
And make sure all of those people that go to your motorcycle show and shine know about the Sheriff's Office charity ride coming up in November. So this can be a win-win for both of us.
Correct.
So make sure you let them know.
Yeah, we'll definitely do.
All right, well, we thank you for coming and talking to us today, Sergeant Gibbons.
Thank you.
It's First Watch on KWCD Country, and it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
It's First Watch Now.
Hosted by Public Information Officer Carol Kappas and Grady Butler.
On 92.3 KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, giving you an inside look into your Sheriff's Office. I'm Grady Butler, and with me is Carol Kappas, Public Information Officer with the Sheriff's Office, and our next guest.
Welcome back, Cochise County. We have Melanie from the Sierra Vista Area Chamber of Commerce. How are you?
I'm good. Good morning.
And you're always so diplomatic, so we're just going to throw this out there. The pink team won the challenge to get more businesses to join, right? i.e. the Sheriff's Office.
So we had a membership campaign recently, a couple weeks ago, and the Sheriff's team, which was pink and glitter, that was their color. But actually, at the end of that campaign, we had two winners that came out. And so the Sheriff's team, pink and glitter, they came out with the most new members for the chamber. So thank you so much. But I have to do a shout out to Jackie Clay's burnt orange team. They brought in the most dollars. So it's kind of a tie.
Okay, we'll go with that one for right now.
You both won. How about that?
That works.
Okay.
I just turned off the microphone after she said sheriff, so
okay.
Nobody knows.
Is that what it is?
No, I didn't do that. But let's talk about the Sierra Vista Area Chamber of Commerce Home and Business Expo. It's tomorrow.
It is tomorrow at the mall at Sierra Vista from 10 to 3. So make sure you come on out, check out the mall, see all the new shops and entertainment that is in the mall now, as well as stop by and check out all of our vendors. They're local. You want to shop local, so that's why we're there.
And also a shred-a-thon.
Yes, shred-a-thon in the parking lot. We all know we're still cleaning out all that old paperwork. So the shred-a-thon will go from 10 to 1 or until the truck is full. So make sure you get in line right there in the parking lot, Sears parking lot. You can get in line. It's a drive-through event. Just make sure you take off all the binder clips and paper clips before you hand over all those boxes to us. But it's $5 per box or bag.
And this has historically been a really good event for fundraising and for making sure that people, it's a win-win for everybody. You can get rid of the stuff that you have at home, and then it does generate funding for the chamber, correct?
Absolutely. It sure does. But it's great you can get rid of the paperwork at home, paperwork at your office, wherever you happen to be. I know we've flip-flopped this last year and a half between office and home. Everybody has. And so this is another opportunity to get all that old paperwork cleaned out.
I think a lot of people are going to be there because it has been an opportunity for people to focus more on, internal. So being able to clean out files and get all of that stuff done. So we're hoping that it's a huge success for you guys.
Well, and we all are scanning all our old paperwork in now and saving it on hard drives as opposed to in filing cabinets. So this is the perfect opportunity. Scan all that in and then bring over the paperwork, and we'll get that shredded for you right on the spot.
And there's even prizes, right?
Not for that one. There's not. But we do have some vendors inside the mall that are going to have some prizes available.
Prizes.
So we definitely want to see you inside the mall. So if you go through and drop off all your boxes, park your car, go inside, and go say hi to all of our vendors in the mall.
You stay out of the rain, you have climate control, and you get to see what are some of the vendors that are going to be there. Who are some of the vendors that are going to be there?
So we'll give you an example. It is the Home and Business Expo. So we have Dove Security there. We need to pay attention to security at our homes, of course, and our businesses. We have American Southwest Credit Union, because we all need funding for the remodeling that we're going to have done by, we have, who else do we have here? We have Pep Tech High School. We have Going to Grandma's is going to be there. Arizona Complete Health. We have, I'm trying to find some of our remodelers that we're going to have there as well. I have a whole list here of vendors. So CC's Enhanced Exteriors is going to be there. But we have several remodelers that are going to be there as well, contractors out there, and we know how busy they are. So it's a perfect time to go out there and shake their hand and get to know them and find out when they can come out and do some remodeling at your home or business.
And these kinds of things are difficult specifically now. I mean, we come out of a huge issue with pandemic. Now we have a new variant coming in, at least one. And so we need to take this opportunity to get out there while we can, meet the people that are local. I think that's the most important thing. And just get to know your neighbor, if you will, as far as services and businesses that are here, and try to support those people.
I absolutely agree with that. Shop local, we always say that, but the best part about shopping local is that you're dealing directly with that person and that company. It's not the 1-800 number you have to call when there's something goes wrong and you're going to get transferred. So make sure that you're shopping local, supporting our local businesses, and building that relationship one-on-one with our local vendors.
And speaking of the Sierra Vista Area Chamber, when we had the fundraising event or the membership drive, you had a lot of new faces. So what's going on at your office now?
Our office is so busy. We're actually fully staffed right now, so we're really happy about that. It's been a long time, but we're making calls and visiting our new members and just working on leadership development and economic development and education for our community.
For your Business Expo and Shredathon, who are your sponsors for tomorrow?
So our sponsors, thank you so much to SSVEC. They are our diamond sponsor. And then, of course, our media sponsors, Herald Review and Cherry Creek. And our exclusive Shredathon sponsor is Guild Mortgage.
So invite everybody out one more time to tomorrow's Home and Business Expo.
So we will see you all tomorrow at the mall at Sierra Vista between 10 and 3, 10 and 1 for the Shredathon.
It's First Watch on KWCD Country, and it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
You've been listening to First Watch with the Cochise County Sheriff's Office.
Hosted by Cochise County Public Information Officers Carol Kappas and Grady Butler.
Join us again next Friday morning, 7 to 8 a.m.
First Watch.
What you need to know from the Cochise County Sheriff's Office.
Only on 92.3 KWCD.